Welcome back to From the Shed End. Welcome back. I hope you're all doing well on this Tuesday morning. Now, before we get into today's video, please, as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel and you also let me know your thoughts in the comments below about what we're discussing today. And of course, it's transfer news related. It is all about the stuff that I kind of covered yesterday. I feel like I need to put the lorry on. I feel like I've got a crystal ball somewhere and I felt like this was all going to come out today, which it has. We're going to be talking defensive news, transfer news. We're also going to be talking about Christopher Ugochukwu and where he may potentially go next if he does leave in this January window as well. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that. Now, let's start with the defensive news first because Trevor Chalobah, a name that I mentioned in yesterday's video, Trevor Chalobah. Now, we know that obviously we've got some defensive issues with Badia Shill, Wesley Fofana, both ruled out for a significant period of time. We also know that Reece James is still not potentially fully fit 100%. So defensively, we are low on numbers. We know that Axel Disasi is not preferred by Enzo Maresca. So what next? What happens now? Let's go back to what I said yesterday about Trevor Chalobah. But let's also add another spanner into that works. Now, it says here, Chelsea's is from The Athletic. It says Chelsea have added to the group by recalling 19-year-old Aaron Anslamino from his loan at Boca Juniors. The centre-back was brought by Chelsea from Boca for a fee in the region of 70 million, including add-ons in August, but stayed in Argentina to keep getting first-team football. The time of his return came a few days before head coach Enzo Maresca revealed fellow centre-backs Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile are not close to fitness following hamstring injuries. He has suggested Fofana could miss the rest of the season, while Badiashile will not be back until at least next month. Have plans changed after their recent results? The general thinking remains the same regardless. Chelsea have never intended to be busy this month because of the work already done in the squads from January 23 to August 2024. That is very vital to understand because obviously we did do a lot of deals, wheeling and dealing, and Todd Boehly and co got on board. We have already let a lot of players leave in terms like Koulibaly and Conor Gallagher. But they did never rule out, as it says here in The Athletic, but they never ruled out signing anyone. That includes the possibility of agreeing a deal with the summer in mind. Very interesting. We'll come back to that as well in a minute. Rather than bad results making them spring into action to get someone in, it will be due to other factors. So what positions are we looking at? Now, we did mention yesterday about Trevor Chalobah and the ongoing issues around Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile, but it also mentions here Crystal Palace centre-half Mark Guehi, who began his career at Stamford Bridge, has 18 months remaining on his contract, has been added to Chelsea's list of possible targets for 2025, although no bid has yet been made for him. Another possibility, as I mentioned yesterday, was around the short-term, which is a short-term plan, I suppose, is recalling Trevor Chalobah from his season-long loan at Palace. There is a break clause in the deal. Now, that's interesting as well because there's been a lot of reports. I think, Fabrizio Romano and some other reporters, I think Ben Jacobs, another one. There's been sort of conflicting in information whether there is a break clause in the deal. Some are saying there isn't. Some are saying there is. I did mention yesterday that Arthur Glasman was asked this question in this post-match after the game at Selhurst Park, whether he was aware that Chelsea might be recalling Trevor Chalobah. So there does look like there is a break clause in that loan deal. It also goes on here to say that academy graduate, now we do forget about him, but academy graduate Alfie Gilchrist can also be recalled early from his season-long loan at Sheffield United. But Chelsea, the Championship club, and the player are happy for things to carry on as they are. Now, Anslamino, as I said yesterday, I don't think will be a player that we will see much of this season. Josh Ashiempong, again, another academy graduate. We've only got to see him, starting. He's obviously come on in the Conference League, but started his first game this weekend, just gone against Crystal Palace. Another two players. Now, I forgot about this guy, but Lesley Ighochukwu, who's currently on loan at Southampton. I think he's had a bit of an up and down spell with Southampton. They might end it returning back. We do need some cover in midfield. So again, does he come back, Lesley Ighochukwu, to Chelsea and get some game time there under Enzo Maresca? But does go on to say here, and I did mention this name again yesterday, Andrey Santos. They do not intend to end his loan spell at Strasbourg. He's doing really, really well in Strasbourg in Ligue 1. So I think he will stay there. Mykhailo Mudryk, as we know, We're still waiting for that B sample to come back to see if he's going to be cleared of a doping scandal or whether he is actually going to remain positive from the first sample that was taken as an A sample, and he potentially will be seeing a lengthy ban come his way. And we also know that Christopher Nkunku, as I mentioned, looks likely that he might leave the club. Now, we did go on to talk about this on the social accounts yesterday. PSG are holding a genuine interest in signing Christopher Nkunku from Chelsea. That was come from Ben Jacobs earlier yesterday. That was so there does seem to be a lot of talk about whether he goes, whether he stays. It looks like he might potentially go. We know he's one of the players that is really, really frustrated at the moment with the lack of game time that he's been getting at the club. The frustrations have been clear to see in terms of, him coming on and not really getting the consistent run of games maybe that Jackson's been getting or Cole Palmer's been playing in the 10. And Enzo Maresca's been asked on numerous occasions of what's his best position, and he's always said the 10. But if he's not getting the game time and Cole Palmer's ahead of him, then the two options Nkunku has really is to try and look elsewhere for another club, get his agent on the phone, or put your head down, work hard in training and hope that you get the opportunity ahead of Cole Palmer. That's the only two things he can do at the moment. He's down, he's got a lengthy contract, which we know of. So he has to make best of the situation that he's in at the moment. Now, if PSG do come knocking, that obviously frees up a lot of money. It'd be a shame to see Nkunku go, in my opinion, because I think he's got a lot of talent. We got to see it a lot in the preseason games. We've seen spells of it when he's coming in the Conference League, but he hasn't really got that run of games in the Premier League. And I think to sell him without seeing him do that would be a massive mistake, because I think there's a reason why we signed him. He's a good player. I think if we lose him, we're losing a massive talent, which I'd be surprised if we let him go. But maybe on loan, maybe we can get a loan deal done. He can get some minutes and can come back next season and hopefully continue whatever form he gathers while he's away on loan. But the key issues I wanted to talk about was the defensive issues, and with Chalobah, Guehi potentially coming back into the team now. Where do we go from here, Chelsea fans? Where do we go from here? Because I feel like we need to act quick on this. Now, if we go from Guehi, who has 18 months left on his deal, Crystal Palace is still going to want a significant amount of money. I think we're hoping to bid in the region of 50 million for him. Now, if we bid 50 million, I think that will get rejected. I still think Crystal Palace, if I remember correctly, when it was Newcastle, they won in the region around 80 million for Guehi. Now, is Guehi good enough? And when I say good enough, I don't mean just defensively. I mean in terms of his height, in terms of we need someone, as I said yesterday, with a bit of experience. Now, he does bring that, and he was one of the best, if not the best centre-back at the Euros for England a couple of months ago. But we need someone, I feel, with a bit more hype, a bit more experience, just someone who's a bit more older. I think for this one we have to go against the model of signing young players. I think when you've got centre backs defensive issues, you need to bring in a centre back that is really experienced. I mean, dare I say, Virgil van Dijk is sitting there. I know I'm going to get shot down after I got shot down over my Trent claims, but someone of that magnitude, that scale, that's the level that we need to be bringing someone in. A Virgil van Dijk level who's experienced enough, understands the game, has been around, won it all. Another Thiago Silva sort of figure in the dressing room, someone who's vocal, leader on the pitch. We need someone like that. And I'm not saying Guehi isn't that player. He could be a good leader, but I think aerially, he gets beaten quite a lot. I think he can switch off at times as well, very quickly. And I think Levi Colwell can do exactly the same. And I was trying to say that yesterday, is that we could then end up with two players very similar. And I think Guehi is actually a left centre-back as well, but we would have two players very similar who have tendencies to switch off at times in critical moments in a game. It's a recipe for disaster. So I think we need to reevaluate that. My option realistically would be to go out and buy a centre-back. I don't want to recall Trevor Chalobah because like I said in yesterday's video, I feel that would just be a kick in the teeth for Trevor Chalobah, but also what happens to Trevor Chalobah in the summer when we actually go out and invest in another centre-back? We might get rid of Dizazi. We're bringing another centre-back. Does that mean Trevor Chalobah, is exiled from the team again? He's forced out the team for the third season in a run in the summer. So I don't think that, I think it'd be really unfair for a player that's doing well at Crystal Palace to then do that. Maybe Trevor Chalobah could be part of the deal that does secure the Mark Guehi deal for Chelsea. Maybe we offer Trevor Chalobah as a part buy with a 50 million bid. I don't know, but we need to sort this out very quickly, because I think as time progresses, the games are coming thick and fast now. We went through the fixture list yesterday. We have to get this sorted. Another one though, Lesley Ighochukwu, I think we have to consider bringing him back, more so just for the squad depth. He looked very good in terms of when we got him playing in the preseason games early into last season as well. He impressed me a lot under Pochettino. So I think we need to reevaluate whether we can get the best out of him this season at Chelsea, whether that's in some of the Premier League games or the FA Cup or the Conference League. But we have to make sure that, we have enough midfield squad depth. I said yesterday, we don't. If Cesare Casadei does end up going to Torino, we know that Con Chukwuemeka potentially is on his way out with Dewsbury Hall, links to West Ham as well. So we are going to need some midfield reinforcements. And I think Lesley Ighochukwu could provide that. Attacking wise, I'm not too concerned about, I'll be honest, I'm not too concerned about, Mikhailo Mudryk-Ban or Christopher Nkunku leaving, albeit because I think the only thing that concerns me is we're losing a bit of quality in the team. But we still have Jadon Sancho. We still have João Felix. We still have Cole Palmer. I think we need to evaluate Noni Madueke at the end of the season. But we do have options going forward. And Tariq George is another one I am really impressive so far this season. But I think we need to evaluate the key areas, which I keep talking about. Goalkeeper, centre-back, striker. Those have to be the areas that we focus on in this game. We have to focus on those areas. If we don't, then it's all on the owners. It's all on the owners for me. The manager can only do so much, and if the manager hasn't got a say around the table around transfers, the ownership, the people underneath the ownership have to get these transfers right. And we have to start considering bringing some of these players in now, not waiting until the summer. The only player, which I said I will come back to, reading the article from The Athletic, the only player that I would potentially sign now for the summer is a striker, whether that's Victor Gyökeres, whether that's Osimhen, whoever it is. But if we need to get a striker in and we can rely on maybe Nicholas Jackson, Mark Gu this season to get us over the line, get us top four, I would be happily signing Victor Osimhen in this window to sign for us in the summer. Very similar to what we did with Nkunku. Sign him now. He can move in the summer. I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with that, more so because we need a striker. We need number 9. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do we need to go out and get that striker right now? Can we wait till the summer? We need to address the centre-back options. Who are your centre-back options? Who should we be going out to sign? Is it Mark Guehi, Trevor Chalobah, or should we be considering a more experienced centre-back, a bit more older centre-back that can potentially give us a bit more reassurances at the back as well? And what about our goalkeeper? What do we do in that situation? Let me know what you think Maresca should be doing. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll be back tomorrow with another one. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we'll be back very soon.